Hi, my name is Dr. Doug Sakurai, and in this video I'll be demonstrating my full arch PBS impression taking technique, used most specifically for Invisalign submissions. You may have heard some people talking about a putty wash one-step technique for full arch impressions. I personally don't like to use putty because I think it's hard to use. I think it's much more expensive than typical impression materials, and also it's not something that a GP's office will have in stock, so you have to order something special. What I use instead of the putty is a PBS alginate replacement material. Now, there's a lot of different ones on the market. You may have heard of Alginate, Status Blue. In this video, I'll be using the Kedbach product line, most specifically Ketasil, which is the alginate replacement material, and Panasil Initial Contact, which is the wash. So I'm just going to go through the technique real quick and then show it to you, and then I'll explain a little bit while it's setting. So here we go. I'm going to load the tray completely with this PBS replacement material. Let's see, you get a nice U-shaped fill. It works a lot better when you have one of these impression machines, because you can fill the whole tray in about 30 seconds. Alright, now I'll put the wash directly on top of the PBS replacement material. Come over to the patient. Keep your head straight up, open wide. You now relax your lips and relax your jaw. And I'll slowly seat it up. Now, the reason why I like this technique is because, you can close it on just a little bit. The reason why I like this technique is because the alginate replacement material has a little more viscosity to it, so that when you're pressing it up, there's a little bit of resistance, and it pushes the wash material up into all the nooks and crannies in the teeth. Now, a couple of things to be real careful of when you're taking these impressions. The number one reason why impressions fail is because you use an impression tray size that's too small. So I always start with a large size, and if that fits, then that works great. Only if you can't possibly get in the mouth do I go to something smaller, like a medium. Alright, it takes about 3 minutes for everything to set. And we'll see how it turns out. Now, you can use this impression technique for any procedure that you need an accurate, detailed, full arch impression, like full mouth rehabs. But I use it specifically for the Invisalign submission. You want to make sure that you get a very accurate impression when you're doing Invisalign, because the tightness of the aligner fit onto the tooth is essential for very precise tooth movements. If you have a little bit of play between the plastic aligner and the tooth, especially in the cervical areas, the aligner could move, but the tooth won't. And that will result in a lot of half movements and not full movements. Okay, just a little bit longer. And another thing, make sure the patient keeps their head straight up and down while you're taking that impression, because you don't want the material to slough off the back end of the distal molars. Almost done. If you have a machine that dispenses the impression material, this could be a one-person job. So your assistant could do the whole procedure by herself, as I did, as I demonstrated, or it could be a two-person job if you're just going to use the hand cartridges. Okay, another 10 seconds. Just about done. a look at the impression. And it's a very accurate, detailed impression. Especially around the cervical areas, you can see all the detail.